Do you ever find yourself stressing out about the holiday season, wondering how you will ever get to your dance practice? Or are you the type of person to make excuses and say, oh, no, I'll do that later? This episode is for you. Hello, my beautiful, gorgeous dance baby, and welcome to another episode of More Than Dance. The holidays are fastly approaching, and here we are in this tradition that happens where every time the holidays come around, we let our priorities and things that we love to do, things that feed our soul, fall by the wayside so that we can do our Christmas shopping, so that we can get our food ready to make sure that we're ready for the guests to come. And what I notice at the studio is that there is a feeling around consistency. So I'm here to help you redefine what consistency can mean for you during a holiday season. So first, let's talk about the reasons why dance is so important during the holidays. One, it's going to regulate your nervous system and help you stay sane. We know we need that. It allows us to move emotions. It allows us to move big emotions too. It helps us de-stress and it helps us keep energy through the body. Dance is so magical that it can actually help you feel like you have your sense of self, like you can be in your body and you can also be in a million other places an hour later or 2 hours later, depending on how long the class is. Something that can happen when the holiday season arrives is we start putting ourselves off. And raise your hand if you've ever felt like other priorities, your kids, your husband, your wife, your job are more important than your actual daily needs. And it's kind of like a funny question to ask because I already know the answer. And that I know the answer because I'm told this all the time. Like, oh, I just want to put me first finally. Have you ever said that? Like, I just finally want to put myself first. Or I just want to make sure that I have time for me. I never have time for me. Well, the holidays is a great time to actually incorporate that into your routine because if you're making a habit around it during the holidays, during the busiest season, chances are it will stick throughout other seasons that are less busy. It's very easy to say, oh, well, I'll just start in January or I'll just start when blank blank is over. Well, one, just, we know about the word just. We haven't broken it down the way we have other words, but just is one of those no words that is compromising you. You can already hear it in the tone. Well, I'll just do that for myself later. It's very common for you to feel guilt around these holiday seasons, spending money on yourself, investing time in yourself, while there's so much else to do. Everything around you feels busy and serious, and dance is lively and beautiful and magical. So it's very easy to feel like out of place, like, oh, whoa, this is the one thing that I should be getting rid of so that I can do XYZ and allot time for XYZ. And I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, fill your cup before you fill others. And this is the prime example of that. During the holidays, you are filling everybody else around you's cup. And when are you filling up your cup? Your focus shifts to giving and doing for others instead of being. How common is it for you to just feel like you're in this rush and almost like you're getting ready for a big burnout when the holidays come around because there's so much extra to do and take care of? And how can you possibly execute and take care of those things when your glass is half full? So today, let's discuss how we can get you to the studio dancing and feeling like you're able to fill your cup while you fill others. And I think it's important that we say that word while, or another word that I love called and, because one doesn't have to exist by itself. So you can fill your cup and you can fill others. You can do something for yourself and you can do something for someone else. The one thing that's going to come up is time because it's limited. Time is limited. And once we know that time is limited, we know that we have priorities. Now, priorities change when your value changes. So this is a little nudge to get in check with your values, to get in touch with your priorities. And I'm going to share just a scenario of you in January or February to help you understand how your priority can be you now to alleviate stress within the version of you in January. So here it is. It's January. Fast forward. We're coming down from the holiday season. We're getting things orchestrated and back to going smoothly. We step into our dance class that we love and we feel behind. We feel out of shape. We feel discouraged. We feel defeated. And we feel like further away from our dance goals than we were prior to the holiday season. Now, I'm laying this on pretty thick right now because I want you to get the full visual. You're not behind, though you're going to feel it. You're going to feel like all the momentum that you were building pre-holiday is gone. It's not. It's not. But there's a lot of extra power that you get to do, a lot of extra work that you get to mind shift switch in your head in order to go about those feelings within a class. The feeling of defeat, the feeling of, whoa, I know this was easier on my body before the holidays. And we call those deterrents. These are reasons why we wouldn't want to dance because of the way that we're feeling. I mean, it's obvious. When we go to dance, we want to feel really good. We want to have fun. We want to learn. We want to get closer to our dance goals. We want to have a way to release and feel free. We don't want to show up and feel pain and feel like we're behind and feel like, oh gosh, if I had just gone to a couple classes during that season, I wouldn't feel this way right now. I wouldn't have lost it all. Now, you didn't lose it all, though your mind is so good at tricking you. So let's say you took that class right after the holidays and now you're feeling ashamed. You feel a little embarrassed because you know what you once could do, you're having trouble doing. Maybe your strength feels deflated. How different this would feel if you came once or twice during the holiday season just to keep the momentum going. One, you would know logically that you went to class. And two, you would know physically that you went to class so that when you are in your next class after the holiday season in January or even February, you can logically say, well, I did go. I did do what I could do versus what you could say to yourself, which is, wow, well, that's what you get for not going at all. Because we have a tendency to be meaner to ourselves than we would be to someone else. Because to someone else, you might actually just say like, well, you were busy. You couldn't do it. You had so much going on with the kids and this and that. And you were hosting this year. We have so much more kindness, but to yourself, you're mean. To yourself, you're going to be like, well, you didn't go. So you don't deserve to feel good during dance. I don't know what you were thinking you could go this long without dance and then jump in and just be where you used to be. We're mean to ourselves, especially when we are comparing a version of ourselves to a version prior. So I want to help you consider dancing through the holidays versus skipping classes altogether. So one way, and I touched on this just a little bit, is to reframe your mind around the word consistency. If you're a dance goer right now that goes once a week, or maybe you go 3 times a week, maybe you adjust that time commitment just a little bit. So maybe you find yourself going to 2 2-hour classes. Maybe now you go to 2 1-hour classes. Maybe you go to 1 2-hour class a week and 1 4-hour class a week. Maybe you go to the 2-hour class. So you make an adjustment based off of your time commitment because we know that time is limited. We pick a focus. So you want to pick something to focus on because if you think like, well, I could go to this or I could go to this and I could do this, that's too much. Your brain is going to get confused and then quite possibly not do any of those choices at all. So we want to pick something that we can stick with, something that we can focus on and know that that was our choice. And that's what we get. We don't get upset and we move through our weeks knowing that that's our dance focus. Now, if your goal is to get really festive this holiday season, well, you can combine your festivities with dance festivities. So if you feel like you and your friend want to do something that's cute and holiday-ish, you might come to one of the holiday themed classes that we have, which means you get to dress up, maybe put some jingle bells on, dance to a really cute Christmas song, and vibe out with your friend and the other peeps in the class. So in that case, it's like a twofer. You check 2 boxes. You get to spend some holiday time with your friend and you get to go to a holiday dance class. And the reason why I'm stressing this so much right now is because I know how much value dance brings, especially in a busy season like the holidays. Holidays often pull people out of their bodies and into stress. Dance is one of the fastest ways to come back home to yourself. Even one class can help you feel connected to your sense of self. And that way, when you do get to January, you're not feeling like you're starting all over. You're feeling like you're just continuing. One of the biggest things with the holiday season for me is getting ready for the new year and prepping for my word of the year and prepping for my big goals of the new year. And as we talk about reflection a lot, reflection is very important to me. So part of what I'm doing during the month of December is reflecting. I'm thinking about what relationships brought me joy. I'm thinking, what songs did I love this year? I'm thinking, what was my favorite choreography? I'm thinking, what was my favorite trip? I'm thinking about everything that made up that entire year. And dance is always something that propels that reflection because we get to reflect on the year through movement, through our bodies. So I get to think about how I felt. I can go back to any month this year and look at one of my videos and think, oh yeah, like I remember that time frame now because I remember that choreo. It's funny how like the brain is connected to movement and memory. You can see how you've grown. You can see how things shifted. You can see how you softened, how you opened. There's just so much to be said about what you can see when you reflect through dance and through movement. This reflection always leads me to gratitude and feeling grateful for all the experiences I had throughout the year and also for all the movement that I had throughout the year, whether it was difficult with knee surgeries and knee things or whether it provided me ease and comfort. So as you're thinking about this holiday season and how are you going to get to dance class, think about it as so much more than dance because it really is so much more than a dance class. It's having a sense of self through your body. It's reflection through the year, and it's making sure that you feel good coming into the new year instead of feeling stuck. So I hope this was helpful for you, and if it was, it would mean the world to me if you left a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. This is the only way the podcast can grow so that it can be shared with other people just like you going through their dance journey. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the dance floor.